Hello and welcome back to the channel, How We Move the Decimal. In today's video, I am photographing vintage slides from the 1970s, most of them from a Tulsa parade slash rodeo to sell on eBay. This is actually from my very first estate sale, so some of my slides have gotten mixed together, but I do remember this from my first estate sale. And the first estate sale that I got the slides from were marvelous human beings that labeled every single slide and every single slide box for me. That made my life so much easier. In today's video, I'm going to talk about actually going to a bin store. So where I live, we have one bin store in town, and I have a personal beef with the guy who runs it, and that sounds so petty. But he used to be an auctioneer, and he went to prison for a bit for some shady stuff that happened, and I don't want to get like sued for libel or anything, so I won't say names or anything. But I just refuse to frequent that store. I'm not going to give him money. And I knew the shady stuff that went on with the auction house, so I don't want to be a victim of that either. And quite frankly, my behavior in bin stores, so like the Goodwill outlets, is not something I probably want to do on my home turf. It's kind of like Black Friday sales. You get slightly more aggressive, and you don't want to be that person where people know you. So we went to another town about a little over an hour away and went to their bin store. They also only had one bin store. And their bin store was in like the saddest of the sad things. You know how in like Western movies they have like old West abandoned towns and everything? This was like old Midwest abandoned factory outlets. Like it used to be one of those outdoor malls where you walked to all the stores under like a covered walkway, and there was like this probably held over 50 stores. It was huge. And there's like a bin store, a church, a rehab facility, and like something else all in this area. So all of these empty stores. So many empty stores. There was a mattress store, and if there's a mattress store, that's a sign that it's gone downhill. We're just expecting the Dollar General to also build there soon. And if you're from the Midwest, you know that joke. But their their website says they opened at 9. We get there at 9. I don't want to wait in line. There's a line to get in. I am entirely too old and too tired to wait in line. So I'm like, well, I'll just sit in their car until it opens. And mind you, this was like a big trip for us, and I'll talk about in another video the second half of this trip. We had taken the van and we had taken all the seats out, so we had like a full van. And I am not an Amazon seller. You guys know this from the videos. I will sell on eBay. I don't sell on Amazon. I do post stuff on Craigslist sometimes and Facebook Marketplace, but that's very rarely, and that's like items I need to move, like very large classroom maps, stuff like that. So I went into this going, okay, this is an experience and I can talk about it in a video and I can say I've done it and kind of get it out of my system. I didn't go in there thinking I'm going to get anything to really resell. Again, I don't sell on Amazon. So I knew this wasn't going to, and we were going on the highest price day. So I knew this wasn't going to be an inventory day. Like I wasn't going to load a bunch of inventory on today, at least from that store. So we go, and we get there at 9 when their website says they open. And there's this huge long line. And then I go and look on their Facebook page because it's around 9:30 now and they still haven't opened. I go and look on their Facebook page, and it said our new store hours, and they posted it. We were there on a Saturday and they posted it on a Thursday. They're like, our new store hours are 10. So we still had 30 more minutes before they had to open. I decided to go use the restroom at a store, so we drove probably about 15 minutes. I went and used the restroom, got some candy. I wasn't in a big hurry. If it was 10 o'clock and we didn't get there till after 10 o'clock, I was not running in there. I was not going to tackle somebody for inventory. So we got back, and it was like right at 10 o'clock, and they still hadn't let people in. The line was probably between 20 and 30 people long. There were children in there, and there was a dog in the store, and I'll talk about that in a minute. I didn't particularly care for said dog in the store because said dog was not well behaved. And I do believe the dog was like the owner's and may have been there for security reasons, but the dog was kind of mean. So we get there, we wait in the van, they finally open the door. After everybody goes in, we go in. They have a whole bunch of the blue IKEA bags to use when buying things. We did buy 8 items, and that day was the highest price day. That was $7 an item. So I knew what I was going to buy had to be more than $7 to get. And it was in something that I could use. I wasn't going to buy anything to resell. And we didn't buy anything to resell, but we did buy things for our own personal use. I wouldn't rely on that, but there were several things I had kind of in my Amazon cart, so I knew the price of, and I was like, well, if I find those, I'll buy those. And it just happened we came across a couple of these items. You probably all have those items that just sit in your save for later for when they go on sale, or, something, you get birthday money or something and you pick them up. But so a couple of my save for later items were there, and I did end up buying that. The 8 items we bought, see if I can even remember all of them. A large water bottle, one of the 64-ounce water bottles with the sleeve that usually sells around $22. I got that for myself, for own person. My goal this year is to drink more water. Let's see how well that works. By the way, water sucks. I hate water. Drinking water makes me sad. I'm a sad person when I drink water and not, Pepsi. But I got that for myself. I got 2 cat toys in a bundle, and they're the electronic cat fish that like flop around and are really stupid annoying, but 2 for $7 was a decent deal for that. My husband got a yoga drum, and it's like a little steel drum that's roughly around $30, so $7 was a deal. I got a pack of silicone molds, and for like baking, and those were a decent deal. The biggest impulse buy, I got a huge bag full of the poppets, and my kids love poppets, I love poppets, so once I got home, it was roughly 50 cents a poppet. So, and they were the good quality poppets. I don't regret buying that, and I think so. Bottle, drum, silicone, fish, poppet. Should be something else. A charging dock. So one of those things where you charge like 8 things at a time and stand them on their ends. We got that, so that was 7. Did I get one more, or did I just get 7? I might have just got 7. But those are the things we got, all for our own personal use, nothing for us to resell. It was dirty. It was dirtier than I thought it would be. The clothing was priced $3 an item, which is cheaper than $7 an item, but for the clothing there, $3 is more than I'd be willing to pay. The books were also priced $2 a book, which is more. Now, granted, I don't know if those prices go down as the days go down, because each day the prices do drop. So we went on a $7 day. The next day was a $5 day. Then there was a $3 day, then a $1 day, then a 50-cent day. And some of the stuff, 50 cents, totally grab it, but 50 cents is the last day. So there's no guarantee that those would be there on the last day. Whereas if you go there the first day, which was the day we went, and that's why there was a line and stuff, there were a lot of people barcode scanning. You heard the bleep, 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 bleep. And that was the ones I could look at, they were scanning for Amazon. Now, there were 2 teachers getting items for their classrooms, crafting items, stuff like that. and there were a couple groups of younger males looking for tech stuff. I don't know if they were reselling or if it was for themselves. They were in and out fairly quickly. By the time I'd even entered the building, they had already like grabbed a couple things and were checking out. So they were in there maybe 15 minutes. They knew what they were doing. They knew where to go. I went through all the bins. It wasn't as big as I expected. Our local ones are quite larger than this one, but they were deep. There were several sticky items. A lot of things were broken, and a lot of things were not in the best shape. So if I were to buy one or two of the things, I would have had to wash a couple of them. Which I kind of expect about that. I did talk to a couple people while I was there that had been there, like they come to it quite frequently. One of them also comes to the bins in my hometown, so that was interesting to talk to her. She was telling us, where to go to open boxes, where to go to test things. They do have several surge protectors set up that you could plug things in and test them, which was nice. A lot of them were just the brown Amazon boxes, and you had to kind of guess what was in them. There was a whole lot of masks and stuff that you could tell people just weren't buying. But overall, the people I talked with were very nice. None of them were rude. None of them were like pushy or like get out of my way or anything. Super nice. Helpful even for those of us that were new to the bins. Like the lady I met that was like, is this your first time? And she was very nice and talked to me and kind of helped me through it. Like, you go here, you go there, and then when you go to check out, you go here. One of the things I disliked is when I checked out, they did not give a receipt. And if I were buying something to resell, I would really prefer to go somewhere I could get a receipt. Granted, rummage sales and stuff, you're not getting receipts at, and you have to keep your own personal receipts. Just for the amount of money I would be spending there, I would prefer a receipt for that item. And sometimes when you're reselling it, they want to see a receipt of where you bought it. So I was not crazy impressed. I was not enough to go, oh my God, we have to go back. I've kind of been there, did that, I'm done. If I was an Amazon seller, maybe, but a lot of these things are Amazon returns, and a lot of them were not branded. Very clearly made in China type stuff. Oh, the other thing I got was a cross-stitch kit because my daughter wants to learn to cross-stitch, and all of my cross-stitches are counted. And for a beginner, it's really nice to have the cross-stitches that are already like printed on the fabric, and then you can just cross stitch over the printed design. So I did pick up one of those for $7. It's a quite large kit. I probably could have got it for $7 or roughly that at Hobby Lobby if I waited around for a sale to happen, but it was there and she had mentioned she wanted to do it, and I told her I would find her a good beginner kit, and that's what that was. It's, it's 14 count, very large beginner kit, which is nice. And I bought that. If I was like, a teacher or something, personal use items, there were things that were clearly you would not pay $7 for. You'd wait until the dollar or 50-cent day. But there was nothing there that I was like, oh my God, I'm so glad I came on the $7 day and this was here. So I think if I did it again, I don't know if I want to do the 50-cent day because I feel like that'd be very competitive, and maybe it was less competitive and people were nicer because it was a $7 day. I would maybe do the dollar day, but the 50-cent day kind of scares me because of how crazy that would be. So thank you for watching my videos. Please stay and look at the digitals that I converted, and have a wonderful day.
Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small. way back before we blew it all. Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small, way back before we blew it all. Too many things going on, I can't keep track of them all. From people dropping a bomb to people putting up walls. I feel like life is on hold, perception stuck in a vault. I know that time can heal all, but how much time till we fall? It's awfully chilly outside when there's no shelter to hide. When everything is a lie, you'll find that out in some time. But when the things on your mind are all considered a crime, communication aside, we'll all just fight till we die. Is this an argument or just the start of it? Either way, I don't wanna be a part of it. Can I just get some space? I don't have the heart for this. I can't be picking up the pieces, fixing scars from this. Is this an argument or just the start of it? I wanna drive away so I can be so far from it. I wanna find a place where no one breaks their promises, or maybe drown myself in something that is bottomless. Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small, way back before we blew it all. Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small, way back before we blew it all. I know that things seem bad, but they could be much worse. There's always someone else who has a greater curse, a greater thirst, a hunger, pain, and mercy. Just find whatever you got and try to be thankful first. I wanna feel again, I need a couple friends. I never really understood just how the story ends, but I can feel it's tense, don't know the consequence. The volatility of life, my only confidence. Is this an argument or just the start of it? Either way, I don't wanna be a part of it. Can I just get some space? I don't have the heart for this. I can't be picking up the pieces, fixing scars from this. Is this an argument or just the start of it? I wanna drive away so I can be so far from it. I wanna find a place where no one breaks their promises, or maybe drown myself in something that is bottomless. Take me back to